might be somehow risky for them. 5 penalty runs. It's been so long since I last saw penalty runs in cricket. It used to be the order of the day when we were still playing schools cricket. Balls him right away, trying to create room to whip that one away. Robert Ajuna with a smile on his face. He's beaten completely. He wanted to force a straight ball to the onside. Akram Musoga wins the battle and he will have the last laughter as Robert Ajuna, the captain for the Katosi Strikers, makes the long walk back to the dugout.
Comical fashion for him to go. The ball keeping low. All limbs on the ground. Trying to whip it to the leg side. Subuga joyous in that. It was quite short as well. Targeting the stumps, stays low, leg stump.
Look at the celebration there from Akram Musoga as he points the dugout of the Katosi Strikers. Comical indeed. But Robert Ajuna there with a smile on his face. Though he's had to depart, they are walking back to his dugout. And you see there are some of the notices from the ICC about anti-corruption, anti-doping, just making sure that the spirit of the game is upheld and safety of the players is one of the priority things. But that's the dugout there for the Katosi Strikers. Some boys right in the dugout, but for now it will be Keith Dani Amani making his way to the crease. Player and manager Avojo Cricket Club. I beg your pardon, I've been corrected. He's not just a manager, he's the CEO for the club. Because the club is having people like Ambe Kulembe and another lady in Betty who are doing the managerial roles. But runs already in full flow for the Katosi Strikers. 42 for 1. Kithan Aman will just have to make sure that he carries through. But Jonathan Nyenya yet to get some runs off his blade. His first 4 deliveries. And now the man who's taken some time without playing in domestic cricket, Robert Ajuna, I beg your pardon, Akram Musoga, will be continuing with this sort of bowling. Akram Musoga, not playing season for the last about 2 seasons, not playing in the domestic league here in Uganda. He last played when Aziz Damandivomir was still around. But he's committed most of his time to coaching and mostly coaching the game of tennis. But when these franchise tournaments come, he says, wait, I can lead the ship. He's always come out as a captain and made sure that he shines on this stage. So he's trying to rush the batter. A cunning man, Akram Musoga, because he knows one brings 2. Pace off and beautifully guided there by Keith Danamani to take that run.
Subuga very wily, offers variety, has the quick ones. And as we saw that ball which dismissed Arjuna, the slower ball right within the wickets. And that ball brings us to the end of the 3rd over. 43 runs on board for the loss of 1 wicket for the Katosi Strikers. The highlight of that over being that wicket of Robert Ajuna.
Yeah, the very first wicket. But that's what it was been shaping away from Jonathan Nyenya. Yesterday, a team that topped in the Super 8. Clean record of 3 out of 3. South Africa. I beg your pardon. Yes, South Africa in Group A was put on the sword. Whereas India, who topped in Group B, will be playing India. India falling short to South Africa in the Super 8. The T20 World Cup happening in India and Sri Lanka. I tell you, you're headed for a very exciting game. I said you're an England fan and I will not take it away. But you guys are so much known of playing what you love calling brainless cricket.
Yes, sometimes the buzzball approach from the team has not won very many fans. But the captain nowadays stepping up, coming in at number 3. We see the likes of Karan, Wills Jack, and Dawson opening the bowling. So very many strategies that they can use to try and see that they overcome India.
A team that bats deep England I only hate baseball in the test cricket, but in ODI and T20 I will not have any issue with England, though I'm not their fan. But there's a bowling change there as Rakibu Mbaine gets the ball from Akram Soboga. He replaces Ali Validawa, and as he starts with a dot ball. Good start there for them. They want to find a way of breaking the leakage of runs, and as the Mbaine Rakib comes, he starts with a dot ball. Wide, hit with power, but there's a man there at extra cover in Paul Mulongo. Cuts that one off to just a single. Much better start there from Rakib Mbaine.
With the power play done, we have deep extra cover, long on, long off, and deep mid wicket for Rakib Mbaine.
Rakib Mbaine is for giving away just singles, not giving anything away much. Again, broadcasting live from the Nkokonjeru area. That should be hit and go all the way. But there's a man giving it a chase in Ali Walidawa. Good anticipation. Some good alignment there from that shot there by Keith Danamani. But Walidawa Ali also making sure that he gives him the backup he needed, not giving anything away in the deep.
Ivan, we are playing on the second strip this afternoon. Still has some grass on it, so the ball will be skidding off, as we saw in that dismiss of Arjuna.
And given the conditions, not too much sunshine coming out today. Actually, today being one of the few days we have not seen the sun come out completely. There was just some bit of warmth here at the Florida Oval. So clearly, the wicket will somehow keep the ball. Nyanya Jonathan plays that one down the ground. Not a very good technique there from innocent Elvis Akena, throwing the ball from the ground. He had all the time to raise up to make sure that he puts in a heavy shift. But a much better good over there from Rakibu Mbaine compared to the rest of the bowlers. 50 runs come up off the final ball, but Rakibu has given away just 8. And at the end of the 5th, the scoreboard is reading 51 for 1.
Ivan, there wasn't only joy for the New Zealanders, but there was some action in the Premier League, followed by many far and wide. The top 2 teams playing on the same night, and some pretenders as well. Mixed results all over the log.
Yeah, the pretenders not winning despite their opponents being given a red card. Manchester United, who are not used to playing in the midweek because they are out of the midweek competitions, Europa and Champions League, were put on the sword by Newcastle. 2-1 that result, but Arsenal going ahead and winning 1-0. A draw from Manchester City will be a breather for Arsenal. Manchester ring with Nottingham Forest. Exciting fixtures and results there in the Premier League. But there is another bowling change as innocent Elvis Akena replaces Akram Soboga from the Forest end. Off the hip, into the gap, and just 1 run.
Good covering by Akram Subuga, coming in all the way from the boundary to keep that to 1. Some adjustments in the field. Deep mid wicket for Akena. Third man, and everybody else in the center, middle.
They are pushing quickly, interested in the second run, but no, it will be turned down by Keith Dan Amani. Took off very quickly, thought they would have come for the second, but it's a good start there for innocent Elvis Akena. Just 2 singles in the over so far.
The value for most shots on the pitch right now is usually 2. Nyenya all the way down the track, but his counterpart turning out the second run.
This time they should push for the second run because that's in the gap. And yes, they'll take the second run. Slow outfield, you can only capitalize if you run well between the wickets. And that's what the Katosi strikers are doing at the moment. But I believe somehow the Katosi strikers are in a very good position, scoring 10 every over so far in the first 5 overs.
We have seen them as formidable, already on top of the log. Play 2-1-2. They bat deep. A very healthy run rate at the moment. If they cross the 90 run mark, that will be quite a task for the Giants, I believe.
If they cross the 90, I also believe they would have gotten something that they can maybe come out and defend. And they are still making sure that they milk those runs. 2 is the call. The direct hit is missed there by Ali Validawa. And yeah, 2 more runs to the total. Today's match day number 4 of the SABULA Cricket Challenge T20 Cup happening here at Florida Cricket Oval. All games will be played here. No action will be played over the weekends. And looking at tomorrow's fixtures, the Sunrisers will be up the Nsonga in the morning, whereas the Senyu Warriors will take on the Katosi Strikers in the afternoon tomorrow. So make sure that you book a date with us so that you don't miss these exciting matches. They've run doubles 3 times, making sure that just in the infield they pick up those 6 runs and keep the scoreboard ticking. 12 of 10 for Kithani Amani and 4 of 9 for Jonathan Nyenya. That's the final ball of the over from Innocent Elvis Akena. A flick for 1. End of the over, and after 6 the scoreboard reads 60-1.
9 runs coming off that Akena over. Keith Danamani scoring 13 in 11, just above 100 strike rate. Nyenya yet to break the shackles, scoring 4 in 9. Plenty of gaps, and as we have seen so far, great running in between the wickets, picking up doubles where they should be a single. Slow outfield, but Rakib Mbaine continues from the missed opportunity. Ball smacked right to the man at covers. Does well to stop that. Unable to complete the catch. Deft touch from Amani. Picking up one in the gully area. Better bowling from Rakib Mbaine compared to the previous match. Very tight indeed. Supported ably by his teammates. No run there on offer. A precious dot ball in these past few overs. Covers is in business in these past few balls. Baine offers width, and they pick up one. Chimpasa Charles behind the stumps. Student at Uganda Matters Sondi, one of the schools within the Mukono cricket community. And that ball and run marks the end of the 7th over. 3 coming off Baine's over. The scoreboard reads 63 runs for the loss of 1. We cannot fail to mention our proud sponsors, Kingsley Children's Medical Center in Mukono, Deep End Sports Media for all the streaming and broadcasting of this tournament, organized by Mukono Cricket Community and superintended by Cricket Uganda. Akena will continue from the forest end.
7 off his first. I beg your pardon, 9, and now he comes for his second. Starts with one drifting away from the batter, Kithani Amani. And somehow you feel that the opening batters were licking many, but these bowlers who have come at the back end of the innings have made sure that they don't give anything away to the batters. Innocent Elvis Akena, they are still getting those dirty balls for the side. They required the current run rate dropping from 10, it's now 8.79. They will need it to continue dropping as we continue to the next half of the innings. Use of the wrist. They are running quickly. Innocent Elvis Akena conceding the 3rd run. No backup there for them. And they easily give away 3 runs.
The batters putting in a shift, running in between the wickets, turning singles into doubles. That has been the order of the day.
Somehow they have made a way. They have found a way of drawing up the runs, but the batters have also been cunning and made sure that they continue running well. Fall and hit. There is extra cover to cut off that one, but they will take the 2 runs.
Ivan, going back to the World Cup, Kiran said that if at any point in the encounter they feel that they have silenced the partisan crowd, they will surely know that they are on top of things. Of course, the Wankede being a very, very loud ground.
Yeah, we saw Australia silencing India in the final of the ODI World Cup. So it will be good for them if they can make sure that they also do it, but it will not be easy. Because despite that loss to South Africa, India's had a very good round of form. Most of their T20 players are right up there in the rankings and they are scoring well in the different tournaments.
Akena straying away from the tram lines, and we'll have to bowl that again. This new ball pairing of Akena and Rakib doing a job for their captain, raying up most of the boundaries, keeping the scoring to singles and doubles. A good job so far. Bowling wicket to wicket. The ball keeping low this time. And Amani does well to keep it out. Yesterday we saw the highest individual score in the tournament so far, coming off the blade of Edwin Nwagaba. 53 runs not out to join Ali Validawa, who scored 50 as well, not out. Leading the batting logs so far in this tournament.
Not only it was a highest individual score for Edwin Nwagaba, but also a winning knock as he got the Nsonga Royals off to victory. Fine batting there for Edwin to make sure that the Royals, who lost their opening game, picked up something from yesterday's game. They are calling two and pushing quickly for the second run. They'll get the second run, and that marks the end of the over. This over going for 10 runs, and after the 8th, the scoreboard reads 73 for a loss of 1.
The opportunities are plenty for these lads in this tournament. The composition of the teams reflecting that, and the rules also having them to bowl 3/4 of the allotted overs.
And Rakibu Mbaine, who gave away 11, who's given away 11 in the first overs, that is bowled, returns. Starts with a full one, straying away from the batter. And it's a dot ball there for him.
Spin coming to the fore so far throughout this tournament. Right within the block hole.
Yesterday, when New Zealand won the toss against South Africa, they chose to bowl first, and England was rating it down. So England not changing anything, don't change a winning formula. Maybe the formula is bowl first, bowl well, and make sure that you come out and chase. They've won the toss and opted to bowl first against India in that World Cup. And when you look at the playing 11s, Abhishek Sharma, Sanjay Samson, Ishan Kishani, Surya Kumar Yadav, the captain, India, Tilaka Varma, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dube, Aksa Patel, Ashdeep Singh, Varun Chakravarti, and Jasprit Bumrah. Harry Brook being the captain for England. But let's first look if this one will carry to the fielder. No. Miscommunication between two fielders, and the catch is not taken. Chances given, chances not taken.
With the boundaries drying up, trying to go hard, but only trying to manage, not even go beyond the 30-yard.
But it's a good over there from Rakibu Mbaine, just that the fielders are not giving him some good backup. That's somebody in covers, and they take the run. They take 2 runs because of that fumble at covers, but the full lineup for England: Phil Salt, Josh Butler, Jacob Obetho, Harry Brook captain, Tom Banton, Sam Curran, Will Jacks, Jamie Overton, Liam Dawson, Geoffrey Archer, and the spinner Adil Rashid. It will be an interesting affair at the Wankhede Stadium. Who wins the battle? Will it be India or it will be England? We've come to the end of the over. 5 off Mbaine's third, and after 9 the scoreboard stands at 78 for 1.
England has always been a side that has just, even in the previous World Cup, not afraid to concede, knowing the firepower that they have, batting deep till about number 9. So if they can restrict India then they will be in business.
Six teams in this edition of the SABULA Cricket Challenge T20 Cup here at Florida Cricket Oval. Only the top two make it to the finals. A double round robin where teams face each other twice before we reach the finals. 2 overs for him and 19 in his first 2 overs as Innocent Elvis Akena returns. Starts with a very full ball. And just 1 run is taken.
Yes, Ivan, the 6 teams being the Sunrisers, Strikers, the Giants, the Royals, and the Blasters. All named after landing sites within the Nkokonjero area.
He goes for power, but not timing. Kithdan Amani, and it's a dot ball for Innocent Akena. We look at the previous 4 overs. The scoring rate has dropped from 10. Currently, it's 8.46. Something very, very vital as they come to the back end of the innings. The Kachanga Royals. First time we are seeing a team winning the toss and opting to bowl first. Everyone who has been winning the toss has been saying, no, let me bat first. But today things have changed. That is hit firmly by Kithdan Amani. And it goes all the way over the screen as Kithdan Amani brings up a maximum for the Katosi Strikers.
A timely boundary maximum. The ball in the slot using his feet and depositing it well beyond the side screen. That boundary coming after over 3 overs of just singles and doubles.
Yeah, there were some tight overs. It's all coming boundary for them. They really needed a boundary to make sure that they break the shackles and they make sure that they add some more runs build up and also make that run rate shoot up a bit. And Kithdan Amani, they are the man with the show, making sure that it posts that one just behind the screen. Innocent Elvis Akena will have to amend his lines. Flick, but there's extra cover and they'll take on his arm. A wide through, run out chance. Does the umpire call it? Yes. Jonathan Nyenya running himself into trouble. And the second wicket for the Katosi Strikers goes.
Never run on a misfield is what they usually tell us. The running hard, but Akram Subuga with the ball throws it well over Chimpasa's head, but good cover from the young man who effects the run out to bring the second wicket down for the Strikers.
Jonathan Nyenya there departs. 2 of the Strikers opening batters have been sent back to the dugout. Nyenya is replaced by Nyiro. The dugout there for the Katosi Strikers. They love bossing their green apparel, but Jonathan Nyiro is the new batter in.
some pressure applied by Akena and Rakib, drying up the boundaries. The strikers resorting to their bread and butter of running in between wickets. But that has been the peril of the past batter. But Amani on strike, well driven on the ground. A bit of hesitation, but they pick up two.
Balidawa Ali with the smile. That's the run out replay. A wide throw over the head of the wicket keeper. Ruja Ashraf there misjudges it, but in the end he manages to recover. And Chimpasa there does the rest of the job, removing the bails. An expensive quarter from Innocent Alivis Akena. 3 overs going for 30, but at the end of the 10th, scoreboard reads 89 for 2, and we are remaining with more 4 overs to play in this batting innings of the Katosi strikers. And if you've just joined us from wherever you are joining us, this is the SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge Cup happening here at Florida Cricket Oval. The first game being abandoned because of the rain, but the weather being a bit favorable this afternoon to see us enjoy an affair between the Kachanga Giants and the Katosi strikers. From the toss update, it was the Kachanga who won the toss and opted to bowl first, but there is a bowling change for the Giants as Trevor Chanja gets the ball, and he will be replacing Mbaine Rakib, spin for spin from the Ginger Road end. Left arm over, 2 full, and hit, but there is a man in the deep. Paulo Mulongo cutting off that single. Left arm over the wickets for Trevor Chanja.
Chanja hasn't bowled much in the tournament, getting his first opportunity.
Much better ball there from Trevor Chanja, but it is still hit to the deep for just a single. 2 singles to start off the over. Much better there from Trevor Chanja. Was bowling at the death. You may come when the batters have lost their anger, and they may thump you. That one to the pads, but it was not hitting stumps. Trevor Chanja showing some interest, but the umpire confirms that no, those are just by runs to be added to your runs.
Afadet Abil, also not too sure about himself.
Hit. He nearly had it in his hands. He nearly recovered to take the run out, but it's a dot ball in the end. That is hit again, but over his head. There is a man in the deep. You will see that one running away. A slog sweep shot there from Jonathan Nyiro as he scores his first boundary in this match.
Another look at that shot going beyond cow corner. Despairing effort of his captain Akram Subuga uses his wrists well on his knee, as we have that shot of some of the spectators. No run or no. Taking the words out of my mouth. Some lax judgment in the field.
No, but the umpire already called that over, done and dusted. But there are some of the other players who are playing in this tournament. Conrad Rubama, Jaffa Ochaya, right there watching. Because they know these are their... They know these are some of the teams that they will be facing later on in the tournament. So they have to first watch and see what they are playing. So that when they come in to face them, they have a clue or something whatsoever. But after 11 overs, the scoreboard reads 96 for a loss of 2. And we are headed to the final 3 overs to complete the first innings.
6 coming off that changer over. Not doing too bad. Except for that boundary. 2 dot balls within that over. At the tail end of this innings for the Katosi strikers, put into bat by the Giants, and we see Ali Balidawa returning from the forest end.
He bowled his first 2 overs from the Ginger Road end, but now he changes ends. Maybe the change of ends may be the change in fortunes, as Ali Balidawa goes to bowl from the forest end. His 2 overs have gone for 18. He's still wicketless, and he will have to make sure that he bowls well, so that even though he doesn't get the wickets, at least he can complete with a good economy rate. Left arm off spin, a quick one there. Kithdan Amani nowhere close to that ball.
The field sets for me. Deep mid wicket. Sorry, extra cover. And deep mid wicket. Picking up 2 for his troubles.
Good running between the wickets. Jonathan Nero and Kithdan Amani, as they make sure that the scoreboard keeps ticking. Not too much control in that shot, just a bit of an edge there from Kithdan, but they will take the run.
That ball hitting the helmet of the wicketkeeper. A welfare check in progress. Umpire Lesna Chibule. Concussion tests, and adjudges him to be fine.
Yeah, Charles Chippers has been cleared that he can continue and play. Some of the highlights that we've seen in this game so far. That was a very massive hit there from Kithdan Amani. The last time we saw a maximum in this innings was scored by Kithdan Amani, and he's still at the crease, meaning he can still get some more. The run out for Jonathan Nyenya. Never run off a misfield. He ran off a misfield, and he was miles away from his crease. Welfare check done. That's the boundary that went just past Akraman Sovuga. Some more highlights there. Robert Ajina with a brisk punching Ali Balidawa, but in the end, Akraman Sovuga had the rest after he got rid of his opposite number. The captain back. Will they take the by run? Yes, they take the run. And that leg by run confirms, brings up 100 runs for the Katosi strikers. 100 for 2 after 11.4. He goes to hit, but he misses. Run out chance on the bowler's end. Not a very good throw.
A lot happening out there in the middle. Running. No run. The batters will have to take a deep breath.
The dot ball of Ali Balidawa to mark the end of his over. Just 4 runs in the over. Good bowling display there at the back end of the innings for Ali Balidawa. And after 12, the scoreboard reads 100 for a loss of 2 wickets. More 2 overs to play in this match. In the first innings of this game. And Polo Mulongo will have the ball. Bowling to his schoolmate and Obi in Jonathan Nero. A 100-foot.
The boundaries have completely dried out. And I believe we will see some shots in anger. Mulongo continues, unable to field off his bowling. Straight down at long off. They pick up 2 off that ball.
Yeah, that ball was traveling. Some power in that shot. Down on one knee and plays it down to the long off. Innocent Elvis Hakena cuts that one off.
The ball taking a liking to Innocent Akena, doing his job to prevent the boundaries, keeping those to 2.
But when you look at that idea there from Jonathan Nero, somehow you would feel that he's going down quite early because he's trying to play a slog sweep to access the onside, but most of the shots have come to long off, meaning you need to make sure that he waits for that ball to come. Final ball of the over. That is hit, but it just a sky up in the air. Falls safe in covers, and they run and take the second run. Well, that double marks the end of the over. Apollo Mulongo giving away 10 in his lone over. And after 13, the scoreboard reads 110 for a loss of 2 wickets.
10 runs with no boundaries. Run rate is 8.46. Amani with 38 in 34. And Jonathan with 11 in 9. All scoring above 100. Final over coming in this reduced overs match between the Katosi strikers and the Kachanga Giants. The Giants winning the toss and putting the strikers in to bat first.
Final ball of the over, and Akraman Sobuga has the ball in his hands to bowl the final 6 deliveries in this innings. Akraman Sobuga giving away 18 in his 2. Jonathan Nyiro creating too much room, opening up even before he saw where the ball was going. Akraman Sobuga with the laughter as they start the final over with a dot ball. They need to make sure that they don't give away so many runs because they have already leaked many. A bad start always makes a good ending. So they trap this one off well. Another one drifting away from Jonathan Nyiro and keeping so low for him. Subsequently a dot ball for Akram Nsubuga.
Dot ball pressure. Nsubuga laying the traps for Nyiro. He has cow corner, long on. Goes for all power. No precision at all. It will be indicated by.
Fumbled by the wicket keeper. The wicket keeper has been letting many go past him. Something that may turn out to be costly. But not a bad over so far for Akram Nsubuga. Just bowling the good areas. That is hit over the cover spreader, and there is work to do for the extra cover. Good run. They are pushing for the third. They throw away wide, and they will take the 3 runs.
Good work from the fielders. Subuga always demanding more from himself and from his charges. 2 Lego deliveries to bring us to the completion of this first innings.
They know they will come back to chase. 2 more balls remaining to complete the over, as if there's a confirmation of a short run there by the umpire. As they were running very quickly, they turned quickly to make sure that they come back for the third. And in the end, one of those is short. Akram Nsubuga there with some anger as they sneak through for the 3rd run. Reacting before retrieving the ball. He's happy that his fielders have been showing a lot of generosity. Final ball of the over and the innings. Well wide swing there, and it will be a run out complete the innings. We've come to the end of the batting innings for the Katosi strikers. The Kachanga Giants won the toss and opted to bowl first, but runs have been in full flow. The opening 2 batters for the Katosi strikers are stepped on the gas pedals quite early in the game. 35 off 16 for Robert Ajuna. Jonathan Nyenya 13 off 19. Unbeaten on 40 off 35 for Kitana Mani. Whereas there was a late 14 off 13 from Jonathan Nyiro. Just 1 wicket for Akram Nsubuga, and as we come to the end of the innings, we'll leave you with the highlights and we'll return for the 2nd innings.
The umpires are right back in the middle to start us off in the second innings on this game day number 4, match number 8 between the Katosi Strikers and the Kachanga Giants. The toss was won by the Giants, who put in the Strikers to bat, managing to post 117 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. Robert Arjuna directing his troops, and action will be coming underway. The captain himself taking responsibility to bowl us off, coming from the forest end. A few minor adjustments to his field. Ali Dawa and Charles Mpasa are the batters for the Giants. Dawa Ali already having a half-century score in this tournament. Sleep is in place for him. Point covers long off, and the first ball is adjudged to be wide of this innings. Only 3 fielders on the leg side, with mid-on, mid-wicket. A dream start for the Strikers. Ali Dawa cutting the ball and only managing to find the man at covers. Jubilation within the ranks of the Strikers. Happy days for the Strikers. Dawa not troubling the scorers at all, as we have a look at that replay. Florida Cricket Oval is the venue for this T20 Cricket Challenge 2026, brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center in Mukono, Deep End Sports Media, brought to you by Mukono Cricket Community, and overseen by Cricket Uganda. The rain played havoc with the morning game washed out, but we have a reduced overs game, 14 overs per side, per inning, sorry. And a dream start for the Strikers in this defense of their 117 runs. Paul Mulongo, formerly of Jack, is the new man in. Puts bat to ball, but there is no run. He had some hard hitting yesterday, at the back end of their innings in that match. But still the Giants snatching defeat from the jaws of victory in that 9-wicket loss. My co-commentator Ivan Cyprian Sajabi makes his return to the box.
It's a huge blow for the Kachanga Giants, losing Alibalidawa Ali. Alibalidawa, one of those players who have shown potential that they can bat in this tournament. But he goes early without disturbing the scorers. And now it will be Paul Mlongo try and make sure that he carries the team on. He will need to bat very responsibly for his side to get to chase down this total. Robert Arjuna with the first over that is slashed to cover, but no run taken there by Charles Chimpasa, and that dot ball marks the end of the over. A dream start for the Katosi strikers, as only 2 runs get off the first over, a wicket falling in that over, and after the first, 2-for-1 is the score.
Ali Balidawa not adding to his 87 runs he had so far in 2 innings in this tournament. But still right at the top of the batting charts. The form team seems to be the strikers, having played 2 and 1-2 in this tournament so far. And we have Mukisa Eric with the ball in hand to come in from the Ginger Road end.
It will be spinners to open up things here. Eric Mukisa now getting the ball from the Ginger Road end. Another handed spinner in that Katosi strikers outfit. Mukisa Eric, he'll just need to make sure that he compliments his partner Robert Arjuna. Paulo Mulongo, Eric Mukisa have both played for the same club, Jack. Mukisa leaving Jack and joining Tornado Cricket Club, but currently is with Wanderers Cricket Club this season. Tries to go to drive, but not too much control in that shot there by Paul Mlongo. And it will be a dot ball for Eric Mukisa to start off the second over. Eric Mukisa forcing Paul Mlongo to play on the onside. Cow corner, Longo on, right at the boundary. Second dot ball there for Eric Mukisa in the over. The Katosi strikers looking for the 3rd victory. Beat him completely, nearly a leading edge. Might have hurt his fingers, as Mlongo Paul is now making sure that he checks the gloves.
At the beginning of the match, the Giants just did it 8.4 per over, but now it's slightly creeping up towards 9 runs with those many dot balls in the previous balls. Manat Longoff keeps that one to 1.
They'll need to bat out of their skins, make sure that they capitalize inside the power play, go for some big hits. But it's already a huge blow for them as they have lost Alibali Dawa without scoring. The wicket-keeper batter there in Samuel Chimpasa dead with his technique. And another dot ball for Eric Mukisa in the over. We'll be seeing the final ball of the over. 3-for-1. Not a nice looking scorecard for the Kachanga Giants. beat him, but that ball was going down the leg, so the loud appeal will not move the umpire. Just one run off Eric Mukisa's first over, and after 2, the scoreboard reads 3-1.
A test of nerves to the umpire from the strikers. Loud appeals, more in hope than anything. Pedestrians score in this power play. 3 runs for the loss of 1. Mulongo Paul should carry most of the batting load in this instance. And Arjuna sends Longoff out.
Arjuna back with the ball, 2 off his first. Some sloppy work by the fielders at covers, and a run is taken. Charles Chimpasa yet to get off the mark. Another dot ball there for Robert Arjuna. Robert Arjuna coming right arm round for Charles Chimpasa. Just making sure that he goes on with his mind techniques. Chimpasa, being a young man, will be worried of hitting the balls coming to his pads. That one beat him for all money. Chimpasa not anywhere close to driving that one on the onside, and another dot ball for Robert Arjuna in the over.
Quicker balls in from Arjuna to Chimpasa, having difficulty in putting them away, including even that full toss.
There was a chance to catch by Kasim Adam, but not full commitment and effort to that opportunity. It doesn't result into a run. Look at Robert Arjuna's bowling figures, 3 for 1. After 1.5 overs, final ball of the over. And with the final ball of the over, the fielder at cow corner moves down to 15 to 45 yards, sorry. A googly is worked on the onside. They are pushing quickly and they will come back for the second run. But the 2 runs will not hurt the Katosi strikers, because they know that what the Kachanga needs at the moment to win are boundaries. 3 off his second, and after 3 overs, scoreboard reads 6 for 1.
Chimpasa Charles finally getting off the mark, having first 10 balls so far. Mulongo Po struggling as well, 3 in 7. And the run rate standing at a measly 2 runs per over. Amani joining the conversation between Chimpasa and Mulongo. Mind games at play right here, but all in good fun. The cricket has been entertaining so far. In this month-long tournament that is going to be hosted here at Florida Cricket Oval, SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026.
A bowling change made by the Katosi strikers. Tom Adopu replacing Eric Mukisa. We'll be seeing a spinner now ball in this innings. Express pace. but the umpire says that was straying away. Robert Ajuna now will go on and do the glove work for the side, and a wide for Tom to start off the over. This time round, that is hit, and it should go all the way. No, the outfield a bit slow. When it left the blade, you would feel that it could race away to the boundary, but in the end, it results into just 2 runs.
On any other day, that is a boundary. Soft outfield. Third man dropping down for Adupu. Point, cover, extra cover, long off.
The previous delivery was full and wide, but this time round he goes for too much pace, and the raw pace earns him a dot ball. Confirmed you've come to the end of the power play in this reduced affair. And now it will be 5 fielders to be used by the Katosi strikers in this runs defense. Hit. But there's a fielder in the deep, extra cover, fumbles it, but still manages to cut off the boundary. Too much confidence there from Kitana Mani. India holding the bull by the horn at Wankede. 67 for 1 at the end of the power play and 73 for 1 after 6.4. Should be a wide from the umpire. The young man Tom Adupu now being all over the crease. Whites on the off, whites on the on. He needs to make sure that he organizes his lines. One run should be added onto the total for the Kachanga Giants. And I think somehow the Kachanga Giants have failed to get going because they need boundaries. And currently what they are getting are only singles and doubles. They need to make sure that they bat out of their skins if they are to make something out of this game and get close to what the Katosi strikers posted. No boundaries yet in this innings. Swing and a miss. Samuel Chimpasa not anywhere close to the bounce of that ball, and another dot ball for Tom in the over. Final ball of the over. Bounces off the surface, but the umpire says Tom Adupu will have called that again Second bouncer in the over and a no ball. And the chance for Samuel Chimpasa to face the free hit. And he take the liking. To the bowling of Tom Adupu. He makes the free hit turn into a dot ball. Tom Adupu gives away 9 in his first over, and after 4 the scoreboard reads 15 for 1.
Very expensive from Adupu. Chimpasa would do with getting in line with the ball and using his feet, but only making half-hearted strides down. Yes, he's a short man, but he should be able to move his feet well and play within the line of the ball. More adept going forward. That is why most of the balls he's been missing. But we have a bowling change from the Forest end. Adam Kasim, player formerly with Mukono Development side, takes the ball in this encounter.
Sanju Samson has built up a century at the Wankede Stadium, where the England are already looking too brutal. 85. Balls him, Kasim Adam into the attack, and he manages to pick right away. Paulo Mulongo saw a spinner coming into the attack, and the belief for him was that I could take him on. He swings hard, the ball keeps low. Kasim Adam with the last laughter as he now disorganizes the furniture. The Giants lose their second wicket. Disappointment there for Paulo Mulongo.
The ball skids onto the wickets. None there for driving from Mulongo, and they will have to take that walk back to the heart. Great stuff from Adam Kasim. Celebration time. Thick inside edge at the look of things from the highlights. Celebration from Kasim.
Kasim Adam knows what it means to get the wicket of Paulo Mulongo. An aggressive batter who can take the game away from you any day, Paulo Mulongo. 15 for 2 after 4.1 overs as the captain for the Kachanga Giants. Akram Subuga makes his way to the crease. Very much known for his trade of bowling, but he can bat. So it's not yet over, though the game may not quickly swing into the air, but that's Paulo Mulongo there making his way back to the dugout. It will take some batting out of their skins if they pick up victory. And Kasim Adam will need to make sure that he doesn't give away any on the back foot, and that one drifting away from him. Akram Subuga nowhere close to that ball. Not sure what's going through his head after missing that very first ball. Full and to the blade of Akram. They are pushing quickly, but no, they'll only take one.
The Giants still in the rebuilding phase of this innings. Not many runs on the board. 2 batters out.
Kasim Adam flighting it for Chimpasa because he knows Chimpasa might think of going for a power hit and he will just go for a skyer. Adam with good variations, flatter for Akram and flatted up for Chimpasa. 2 in the over and a wicket of Paulo Molongo falling in that over. Scoreboard reading 17 for 2 after 5.
The Giants would be minded that they're having a reduced over innings. Need to put pedal to the metal, find some runs, keep the scoreboard ticking. Put a stop to dot ball pressure and wait for those bad balls, put them away. But it will be Chimpasa facing adjustments by Arjuna as he introduces cow corner. Third man out, deep cover.
Down the ground there from Chimpasa, but the single will not hurt the Katosi strikers. Extra cover, cow corner, long on, long off, all at the boundary. As Akram Musobuga takes guard. This is the wicket that they want. Somehow if they pick up this wicket, they will have suffocated the Kachanga Giants. A caution taken by the umpire telling Akram Musobuga that he must bat with the protective gear for the seamer in Tom Adopo.
Wicketkeeper Arjuna Robert generously giving out his own headgear to Soboga so as not to spend more time. Good sportsmanship displayed out there in the middle.
And I think for Arjuna, he was already seeing the victory in sight. 5 overs being bowled at both sides means even if it rains now, the advantage will be for the Katosi strikers because in terms of Duckworth, they're already ahead of things. Akram Musobuga making a shimmy down the ground but swinging hard and not getting anywhere close to the ball. A dot ball for the first ball of Tom Adopo to Akram Musobuga. This time round, he will only get an edge. Third man has work to do. Stephen Othieno, and just 1 run added onto the tally for the Kachanga Giants, who are still searching of a boundary in this innings.
Quite unbelievable that the ball hasn't crossed the boundary yet. That ball angling in from Adupu, pinning the man right in the crease.
Much better over there for Tom Adopo. He gave away 9 in his first. It was a long over, coupled by wides. But as soon as he returns, he's just given away 2, and you really feel that he is into a very fine rhythm of bowling. Tom Adopo reducing his run up a bit in this over, and just making sure that his control, grip, and variations are just coming out as per the plan. And the plan of the team is try and make sure that they don't give anything away easy. Keep the pressure on and make sure that you pick up the victory.
At the toss, while I was speaking with the captain of the Giants, that is Akram Musobuga, I put it to him that the teams batting first have gone on to win, and he expressly told me that today is the day to change that narrative. But statistics don't lie, and if this match proceeds in the same manner that it is, then he might be on the losing side again.
3 off Tomo's first over. 20 for 2 after 6. Yes, well side there, Solomon. He might be at the losing side. Somehow you feel that his bowling did not come to the party. They licked so many early runs. And despite the fact that there was a way of curbing the damage at the back end of the innings, but the damage had already been done. So the game has continued straying away from them. And they are just moments away maybe from defeat. If they don't bat out of their skins, Kasim Adam comes back and he gets a wicket. The celebration there, he got a wicket of his first ball of the first over, and off the first ball of his second over he gets another wicket. A provocative celebration there to the dugout of the Kachanga Giants as Samuel Chipasa makes the long walk.
Kasim Adam doing the business, picking up wickets with his first balls of each over. Celebrates vigorously. Man with very many tosses that one up. Right within the wickets. Chimpasa's feet all over the place. And he celebrates towards the dugouts.
He's told them, keep on talking as I keep on hitting. That's the replay there for him. 2 runs given away, 2 wickets. Kasim Adam just making sure that he keeps the pressure on for the Katosi strikers.
Ivan, it does not take a genius to know that the batting from the Giants, with that dismiss of Ali Bali Dawa, without troubling the scorers, has put his side in a very precarious situation. A man who has been adept at rotating the strike, finding the runs, already has a half century in this tournament.
Innocent Elvis Akena is the new man in. Goes across the line. There is an appeal. But the umpire walks away, saying that maybe that could have gone down. In disbelief there, Kasim Adam. A wide cross shot from Innocent Elvis Akena. But what the umpire saw was that it's a not out. We have the advantage of the replay. Might have been a close call there. Or maybe there was a blade from the bat of Innocent Elvis Akena, and that feather saved him. Akena swings and connects, but just throwing the field at cow corner, and it's only a single run for him.
Ivan, it just seems like a procession from now herein. There are 100 ways to skin a cat, and compared to the strikers who, even without scoring boundaries, were taking the twos. The Giants have been left waiting. Rocks on the back foot, but picks up only one. Still about that running I told you about. Try and create pressure for the fielder coming in.
There is chance for a catch. Squandered away by Keith Danamani. Not the first time we've seen him put a chance down in the tournament. There is a day he put down 2. On the opening day of this tournament, disappointed on his face. As per that look, Kasim Adam. And after 7 overs, the scoreboard reads 23 for a loss of 3. Done with the halfway of the batting innings for the Kachanga Giants.
And the man who was leading from the front, Robert Ajuna, directs traffic as a new bowler, a man who has already had a forfeit. Stephen Otieno comes into the attack. Cow corner is out. Deep mid-wicket. Long off and long on. And it strays off to the legs with the first ball, and they pick up one.
Stephen Otieno, the bowling change, bringing some spin at the back of a player of match performance, Stephen. A googly, and the leg spin does the magic. Akram Nsubuga goes for a booming drive, goes for a power hit, misses that one completely, and Stephen Otieno strikes. Celebration for the Katosi strikers as they manage to pick up another wicket, a big one of Akram Nsubuga.
Akram Nsubuga expecting leg break, but this time round, Otieno with one flighted and right in the money celebration from the young man.
You would see it from the excitement there by Stephen Otieno. He knows how big this wicket weighs. He knows how important it is to get rid of the danger man. Disappointed as he makes his a long way back to the dugout. And I tell you, the Chindi Blasters, who were supposed to play in the morning and their game was abandoned, are now giving most of their support to the Katosi strikers. But Mbeni Rakib is the new man in, replacing the captain Akram Nsubuga.
Yes, that match between the Blasters and the Warriors, teams yet to make any mark on the 6-team log, having a washout in the morning. Not only are they struggling on the field, but also luck seems to be distant from them. As we look at the celebrations from Otieno, Nsubuga down on his haunches, not believing that his wicket is down from the trickery of the young Otieno.
Mbeni Rakib tries to get that one off his body. There's a run-out chance. A direct hit could have been a different result.
The cricket on display by the Giants is enough to warm your hearts as another one departs. Rakib Mbaine, bowled clean by Stephen Otieno.
Rakib Mbaine went across but made contact on the first ball that he faced. He goes across again, but he doesn't manage to make any contact. Stephen Otieno strikes. Fine figures there for him. Stephen Otieno flighted up. Rakib Mbaine nowhere in a good shape to play that shot. Another wicket goes in the over. The replay in all angles would show you that clearly Mbaine was facing the shot on the onside. Instead of playing it with a full face, just a straight, maybe left it over the head of the bowler. But after 7.4 overs, the Kachanga Giants have lost a half of their batters, and the scoreboard reads 24 for a loss of 5.
Maybe because the two batters are less experienced, a cool head, an experienced hand on the other end would have told that young man to play straight to those balls in the first instance. New man in, Arafat Lule. With the established batters done and dusted for their day, the youngsters get an opportunity. And my call is always to play out the overs, because this certainly is a losing hand they are playing.
The new batter Arafat Ule misses the first ball completely. He was nowhere in the frame. Bat and pad, a bumper, but another dot ball. And the first ball there for Stephen Othen will be scored as a dot ball. Just one leg by in the over, doesn't count to the bowler. And after 8, the scoreboard reads 24 for a loss of 5.
Otieno unbelievably yet to concede a single run in his 2 overs, picking up to a pedestrian run rate of 3 for the Kachanga Giants.
Kasim Adam returns with the ball. He's already gotten 2 wickets for 5 in his 2 overs. And he returns to bowl his third from the Forest end. This is the 9th over in the game. A tournament sponsored by Kingsley Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media, everything organized by Mukono Cricket Community and Cricket Uganda.
Ivan action will be taking off in Entebbe tomorrow.
As another one goes, we'll get back to that, Solomon. Off the edge of the blade of Arafat Rule. Keith Danamani running from backward of point, and he takes the catch. Arafat comes and Arafat goes. The Kachanga Giants lose another wicket. That's the replay there. A bit of an edge there from his blade. A catch taken by Keith Danamani. Running in from sleep. So look at the distance he had to cover, take that catch. He completely holds dearly onto it, and the 6th goes. Getting back to the tournament. The ICC Women's Under-19 Division 2 qualifiers kicking off. Well, we can say tomorrow because the teams will be arriving tomorrow in Uganda, but the first game will be played on Sunday at the Entebbe Cricket Oval. So we will make sure that you don't miss any action. Because as you're following everything here, we will be giving you the updates from what will be happening in Entebbe. 5 teams in that tournament, but only 2 can advance to the first division, where they will find Uganda, Rwanda, Nigeria, Tanzania, and Namibia. Newman in manages to whip that one off his hip, and just a single to start off the over.
A very busy weekend on the cricket calendar. The men's 50 over league as well taking place at various venues. Akena favoring a cross, but unable to put bat to ball, missing out on that. He should be playing forward to that ball and with a straight bat. Having said that, plays one back to the...
But that's the wicket-taking ball. Innocent Elvis Akena just edging that one to Kasim Adam. Kasim nearly squandered it away, but he holds onto it. And the Kachanga Giants lose their 7th wicket.
The Giants, having started so well in their first their first match, and then facing a cropper in that 9-wicket loss to the Royals, seems it might be another loss in this encounter, bar anything else. The strikers, obviously the form team, and the Sunrisers. An opportunity for Adam Kasim to pick up a fifer as we have a shot of Akena making his way back into the dugout. A disappointment written all over his face. John Paul immediately off the mark to open his account, bringing us to the end of the 9th over. 27 runs on board for the loss of 7 for the Giants. Adam Kasim conceding 3 runs in that over, but picking up, importantly, 2 wickets. Highlights of the wickets that have fallen so far. That catch by Keith Danamani to the bowling of Kasim. But Otieno continues in his quest for more wickets. The field is right in now. Only one man out at deep mid-wicket. We'll have to bowl that one again, straying way beyond the leg side. Some bat involved. And that appeal will be turned down by umpire Elizabeth Nachibule. No ball called as that ball slips out of the hand of Otieno. This over going for 2 runs so far, having conceded none in the first overs of his spell. Free hit indicated. A swing and a miss by John Paul. What's what?
The spinners have also proved to be so unplayable. Stephen Otieno, despite giving away that wide, he's really not been putting it in the arc for the batters to hit. Kasim Adam also being very deadly and lethal with that ball. Another dot ball in the over there for Stephen Otieno. The game already starting to move away from their hands. That edge that runs backward of the square does not hurt them anyway, because They need to bat and hit with so much power to make sure that they get the runs. Final ball of the over. Hit over the infield, but it will land safe. And that single will mark at the end to the over. After 10, the scoreboard reads 33 for a loss of 7. Bowling change as Joseph Waiswa, I beg your pardon, Joseph Waswa gets the ball, replacing Kasim Adam. Starts with one swinging away from the batter, and the umpire calls it wide. Off the pads, backward of the square for some runs. Looking at tomorrow's fixtures, the Chitamba Sunrisers will play the Songareos in the morning, whereas the Seny Warriors take on the Katosi Strikers in the afternoon at this very ground. We just hope that the conditions become even much better. We just pray that rain goes away, but there is a no ball call there from the umpire. The ball being pitched outside the playing area, and the umpire stretches out one of her arms. Maybe a chance for us to see the first maximum. Well guided down to short fine leg, but there is a fielder. And just one run is added onto the tally for the Kachanga Giants. The Kachanga currently playing for honors of just completing the overs and maybe coming close to make sure that when it gets down to net run rate, they don't get the effect. At least in the tournament, there is match day number 5. Many, I beg your pardon, match day number 4. More games to play. This tournament will go up to match day number 17. So clearly, there is a lot of cricket to play in the tournament.
Early days, and with some luck and application, teams that have lost so far can catch up. And as you mentioned earlier, that only 2 will be going into the final. That being said, a wicket out there. Joseph Waswa bowling John Poe for the 8th wicket of the Kachanga Giants. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Some confusion out in the middle because a no ball had been indicated.
Final ball. A wide, and the free hit will have to be bowled again by Joseph Waswa. Waswa, a name given to the eldest among twins. The one who comes out first in our tradition is always called the Waswa, and subsequently his young brother should be Kato. Clear naming patterns, but that's played backward of the square. And they will take the 1 run to bring up 40 runs at the end of I beg your pardon, it's not yet the end of the over. More to deliver is playing this over. Some issues there with our graphics, but it's something that can be rectified as the game goes on.
It's been quite a long over. The young man trying. That rather completely askew, wide. The strikers being extremely generous to the Giants right now.
Full and not grabbed by the wicketkeeper. You'd feel that Arjuna could have done better. In the end, it results into a dot ball. I beg your pardon, into a bye run. And the scoreboard keeps ticking. The tail wagging a bit, but it's very heartbreaking so that we have not seen any boundary this innings. They come out chase a big total. You'd feel that batters like Paul Mlong, Alivareda could have gone for those powerful hits, but they somehow didn't find their hitting range. And the dot ball marks the end of the over. And after 11, 42 for 7 is what the scoreboard reads here in Florida.
Otieno Max return from the from the Ginger Road end, coming for his third over. A very close field set for Sempuma. Trying to create room, and Otieno does the business.
Judges of Sempuma stepping away from the line of the ball, exposing his stumps. Stephen Otieno keeping focus on the off stump. And he strikes again. Look at that one, just taking off the bells. Early celebration there from Keith Nanamani. The googly being unplayable. 3/4 length. And somebody are getting on the back foot, exposing his stumps. The off stump is knocked. And the Kachanga Giants who have not showed any resilience in this innings lose their 8th wicket. 11.1 overs as the scoreboard reads 42 for a loss of 8 wickets.
Nervous looking Trevor Chanjamak makes his way into the middle. All he needs is to apply himself, see out all the remaining balls with his partner. These two have faced each other plenty of times, playing for the same school, Mukono Kings High School.
Trevor Kachanga being the new man in, he bowls with the left hand but he bats right. Will the tail wag a bit or Stephen Otieno will win the contest? Fall to the pads. Stephen Otieno with that appeal. Trevor Kachanga trying to force that one onto the onside. He misses. And it's a dot ball. These two have also played for the same club, Mukono Development Cricket Club. So they quite know each other well. Should be a wide from the umpire, yes. Down the leg. And that's a wide. Kachanga looking to be on some bit of pressure. Not sure if it's pressure to get off the deck or pressure to deliver. A googly, he hits and connects. They are running and they're interested in getting the second run. Just reaching his crease in quick time. And Kachanga manages to get off the mark with a double.
That should give him lots of confidence. Arjuna unable to collect cleanly that ball. That was handed in back in time.
Just 2 more wickets for the Katosi strikers to strike, and they wrap up the innings. Whereas for the Kachanga Giants, they will hope to make sure that they somehow keep the game alive. I think there is some sledging there coming in from Robert Arjun, a friendly one, and Chanja just walking away from him. Full and hit with power, but hit straight to the fielder at square leg. Kachanga playing some shots out of anger, but still not finding his hitting range.
He should not get overexcited. Watch that ball through. Put it away. He has opportunity. As still quite some balls. Can add something to the tally of the Giants.
Catch was the call, and the catch was taken by Tom Adup at point. The ball drifting away from Trevor Kachanga. He wanted to open up his blade, but doesn't control the shot so well. A catch is taken and Chanja falls. Brilliant, fine catch there from Tom. Not control, no movement whatsoever. Chanja just leaving his hanging blade. A catch is taken by Tom at point. And Chanja will have to make the long walk. Another one lost by the Kachanga Giants, the 9th one. And the final man, Sulaiman, will make his way to the crease. Just 1 wicket for the Katosi strikers to wrap up the innings and get ready for tomorrow's exciting affair.
Stephen Otieno dealing in forfars every time he's given the ball. Not conceding many as well. Guilty of spoiling his figures with those extras. But right on the money in the wicket column.
I think somehow for Stephen Otieno, the balls that he bowls down the leg, him being a leg spinner, are the balls that always end up becoming wides. But that's something that he can improve maybe with time. And you never know what could happen.
Unbelievably, Ivan, no boundary yet in this innings.
No boundary yet, and it will take a miracle for us to see a boundary in this innings. Just 1 wicket to wrap up the innings. 2 lower order batters at the crease. But England in all sorts of trouble at the Wankhede cricket ground. 190 for 4 after 15.4. India has already found shooting range. 89 for Sanju Samson. Ishan Kishan 39. Shivam Dube with a quick 35 and still in. As David starts off his over with a wide. Close to the block hole there, but John Paul equal to that challenge and just dabs it down.
Doesn't matter the number of runs that you put up. England always feel that they are within a shout.
Still searching for the final wicket. Beats him completely. There was an appeal, but looks like that was going down the leg, and not out is the call from the umpire. It's already a game set and match for the Katosi strikers. Believe should be the last thing that man loses, but 72 in 8 balls. Quite unachievable with the 2 lower order batters at the crease. Another dotty ball. Required 61.71. It will take a miracle of sorts for the victory to go the way of the Kachanga Giants. Full toss and not dealt with. Another dotty ball, and that marks the end of the over. And as we come to the end of the penultimate, the scoreboard reads 46 for a loss of 9.
One thing is for certain, that the strikers will walk away from this encounter victorious, because we are in the region of mathematical improbabilities for the Giants.
Not only will they walk out victorious, but also on top of the table, a win for the Katosi strikers will help them to maintain a perfect run in the tournament, as they will be with 3 out of 3. Final over beats everyone. It beats the batter. It beats the wicket keeper. It beats the stumps. And only one run is added to the total, as Serunjoji Nathan comes to bowl the final over.
Everyone already looking forward to heading back into the dugout at the end of this encounter. The batters even forgetting to run.
Trying to bowl a leg spin, but the ball not drifting, not coming back, just straying and keeping down the leg. A wide for Serunjoji. This time round, he gets his line right. But the bowler still with work to do. Another dot ball there for him. This is what he should be doing, Nathan Serunjoji. They are not hitting him. I wonder why he's still going down and bowling away from the batter. That should be the plan for him. Keep the dot balls flowing. We're just 2 legal deliveries to wrap up the innings. So Nathan Serunjoji would clearly just make sure that he wraps up the innings. Another dotty ball. Final ball to wrap up the innings. There by Nathan Serunjoji. He started with a by-run, gave away wide, adjusted this line, squeezed in some dotty balls, and that dot ball will be game set and match. And it will be victory going the way of the Katosi strikers, as they maintain a perfect run in the tournament. We come to the end of the game. 69 runs victory for the Katosi strikers, and it's game set and match. The Kachanga Giants won the toss and opted to bowl first, but the plan not working their way. Robert Ajuna coming out for the Katosi strikers, 35 of 16. Jonathan Nyenya, 13 of 19. Keith Danamani unbeaten with his 41 of 36. Jonathan Nero, 14 off 13. 14 extras given away by the Kachanga Giants. Something for them to regret. Just 1 wicket going the way of the captain, Akram Soboga. In the response, there is nothing much talk about the batting scorecard apart from the 18 extras that have been given away by the Katosi strikers. Something that they should hope to improve. 2 forfers, Kasim Adam. 4 for 8 in 3. Steven Othieno. 4 for 9 in 3. And as we get to the end of the game, the Katosi strikers will maintain a perfect record. After that, 69 runs victory. Looking ahead in tomorrow's fixtures on match number 5. In the morning, the Chitamba Sunrisers will take on the Nsonga Royals, whereas the Senyi Warriors will square off against the Katosi strikers. We've come to the end of the game. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajabia in the comms, and my co-commentator will come to you shortly with the post-match presentation. It's a wrap-up for today.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. After a rain-reduced match between the Kachanga Giants and the Katosi Strikers, the Strikers have managed to win by 69 runs, and I'll speak to Ali Balidawa, standing captain for the Giants. You won the toss, and against all advice and statistics, you decided to field.
Yeah, we wanted to minimize the runs, which was not a bit convincing in the first innings, but first things first.
Yeah, certainly going for plenty in your 14 overs. And then also in the batting, obviously, you came top but unable to put on any runs on the board.
Yeah, in cricket we have like good days and bad days. I'll try to accept that today the ball has bowled tight lines and they got us all out. But next time, better.
Yeah, the senior players not coming to the party. Commiserations to you, Ali, and I will speak to the winning captain. Robert, once again, victorious, played 3, won 3. At the toss, you said it was perfect for you to bat first.
Yeah, I think on this wicket with wet outfield, I'll say again, it's always good to bat first. You set the tone and see how you work around with the bowlers.
Very, very economical in restricting these the run chase.
Yeah, I think we have a good bowling unit. We keep backing each other up. Very many youngsters, Otieno, Kasim Adams, like you give them chance, you back them up, they'll deliver on any day.
Congratulations once again. Played 3 and won 3.
Thank you so much.
At this juncture, I'll call upon Simeon, the liaison officer for Mukono Cricket Community, to hand over the Man of the Match award, which goes to Stephen Othieno, picking up 4 wickets for 9 runs. Okay, let me have a word with the Otieno. This is your second Man of the Match award.
Yeah, I'm happy that I have got it again. And what I told you last time is to fight strongly to get another one.
Seems like you found a method that is working out for you and you're doing the job for the team.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Congratulations once again, Otieno Stephen, your Man of Match in this encounter between the Giants and the Strikers. That is it all from the match presentation. Don't